Sorry. Sorry, I messed up the feed. I was too busy looking at it. I had to look at it. It surprised me. I surprised myself. It probably surprised you guys. Whoa! Hold up. We already having some problems. Hold up. Hello, 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 hello. Wi-Fi POTUS candidate 2028. Don't start that. What else don't I need up? I need all of these pages up. Oh, I may have to go back to Broward register, but it's gonna block me out. It's gonna block me out for a second. Okay. To be safe and unstable, because I am on like a lot of platforms, y'all. And I don't want them to keep blacking out as I'm trying to teach y'all. I got two different Wi-Fi's. One fucks up, the other one I get into. So that's why I jump around, because one Wi-Fi always messing up over another Wi-Fi. Once that streaming comes on, the weakest one, which is my Wi-Fi, always acting up. So it's because of the streaming. Sometimes fishy, but other than that, I think I'm going to get off of here and get on my other one. That way it'll be solid. Pop up, guess who? How y'all doing today? Oh my God, though. What is pulling? What is that, though? You unnecessary pulling of my wires? Really? We can't have that. Day 5 actually of detoxing, because I started on Wednesday. I wanted to say that. This is the toughest times, I want to tell you. This is the very toughest times. And I want y'all to know that I'm enjoying every moment of it. So I want to be very clear when I say, if I'm in a legal Republican state that is distributing marijuana, I'm safe. And I'm not. I'm in a state that has no marijuana at all. I want to tell you something about my next steps. I didn't get to tell my friend. I looked up two things. They don't have psychedelics here yet for veterans, but certain spots do. The only Republican spot that have psychedelics for veterans is Omaha, Nebraska, which is a fully Republican state, but it's 1,000 miles away, and they require 2 to 3 times a week. No way. I don't have that type of money. And so plan B, what is it called? Ketamine or some other drug like ketamine, something start with an S and ends with mean in the classifications of ketamine. Because the doctor taught me when I was locked up, he was like, you know, Respradone, all the dones. I was like, oh shit, that's true though, doc. And so ketamine is an alternative. And there's a couple of clinics that do it on community care. And you go in and you sit for 2 hours and you put the spray up your nose and they observe you. And they monitor you 2 to 3 times a week for like 3 weeks. And then they sit up there and they break it down, start slowing it down. Now, I was going to go back to the clinic that they admitted me at, but you have to pay out of pocket between five to $1,000 per pop per session. No, 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 no. I don't have that type of money. So my option is, and it's not a waste because it's benefiting me, but it's a waste of my money because I want to invest. And I found a way, and I'm gonna show y'all. Before we get really started, because it's just two discussions. So how can I say this? Um, Ketamine is for the soldiers with major issues, and it's an alternative to psychedelics for the veterans that have major depression and all this other weirdo symptoms. And the VA approves it in some clinics where community care could help you. So I'm for it. I'm for it. And I'm going to do it. when I see my doctor, he probably was waiting for me to research it, most likely. I know he already knew. He's a doctor, PA or whatever, he's still a doctor. Junior, whatever, you're a doctor. Your name is a doctor. You go by doctor. You did years of school like a doctor. You do things doctors do. You just don't have your name on it. So yeah, it's amazing to um, talk to him August 3rd about these treatments that are readily available for soldiers or veterans like me. And I want to get as much as I can. Then, oh my God, you ain't going to believe what I freaking found out on Fox News. They actually have this stuff. They doing studies. You have to go research it yourself. They're doing studies on how to turn your DNA into a baby with you being the same exact. Just reset your DNA and cure you of most of your possible illnesses you have internally. And that is an amazing leap we have gotten. And one trial member named Brian has done it, and he's doing good. His whatever he did, his DNA is like a baby, and he has a specific illness, and he's healing himself and actually extending his life. And then there is Phoenix Energy, which I want to get into between the next 5 to 10 years. And their revenue, this is all that I learned. I learned a lot. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Or should I say you can learn a lot from a schizophrenic. So I sat up there in Phoenix Energy. They like 9% up to 15%. I'm like, what the fuck is these numbers? Finally, I'm listening. So I'm interested. So I asked Grog, I'm like, because the cute white guy keep coming on my feed. And I'm like, dude, what you want? Like it keep running on my feed every time, every time. And so I'm like, okay, I give in. Let's see how much it costs to invest in Phoenix Energy. And so I sat up there and I looked through Grok, and he was like, at minimum, you could put $1,000 down. In between 5 years, you can gain up to 1,300, but it's high risk. That's why I would want to get into it, because I'm not able to digest losing money. If you lose money in a situation like that, you just lose it. And I don't know if I don't remember reading it raises or not, but then I said, Grok, I'm tired of this shit. Exactly what I didn't say that, but I'm tired of this shit. I was thinking, I'm tired of this shit. Tell me how an interest plan stock can grow, not just grow, double over the course of 5 to 10 years. He said the 70, and some of y'all know this, the 72 rule. I don't know if it's 72 months, I don't know. But in 10 years or 5 years, you can double using specific S&P 500 companies. It's high risk, but certain companies, low and high, mostly high, based on politics and economics, can probably extend your growth by double if you invest. And I'm okay with that. I started to try to use bonds, which isn't enough for me in a 5 year to get 200. That's still money, but it's not enough. I want to know how to double, because like I told the story of the man, but he doubled his money in a short time, very short time, very, very short time, that it alerted the FBI. I can only imagine what they alerted for by me, but we won't get into those. Hi, FBI and CIA and NSA. They're like, why you keep writing us now? Now they're now their big boy pants is on. They like, what's going on? So yeah, but the FBI, sat up there and interviewed this time traveler. It goes, this is how the story goes. If you are new to my show, they interviewed this time traveler that sat up there, and his money tripled, if not quadrupled, in a short period. in stocks, sort of like Nancy Pelosi shit. There's an actual app, FYI, for those who are interested. I have it on my phone, but I forgot what it's called. I'll ask Grok if I ever get interested again, where you can watch the stocks of Trump and majorly Nancy Pelosi, because we want to know where how her wealth stacked up over the years so greatly and vastly. Sort of like Elon Omar, and now she's being investigated. You don't just stack up money that quick unless you're doing some weirdo shit. And so she's being investigated. Nancy Pelosi been being investigated, but we're okay with Nancy having her little bit of money, her little big money actually. But she invests in major stocks. She was a part of a stock and had possible many shares to the voting polls where they vote. So imagine the power she could have had. Oops, Donald Trump initially lost, but he actually won supposedly. That based on what Donald said. But the Democrats say he lost and the Republicans say he won. But she had someone told me, and it could be false and I could be wrong, but someone, and it's not a reliable source because I don't talk to that person no more, told me that Nancy owned shares to the voting polls in the America, not just one, a couple, if not many. So imagine the power you have when you throw a lot of money into a stock. You kind of own it, right? Makes you think. You have to learn the stocks you're in. You can't just say, "Oh, I want to choose this." It would be easy for me to place $1,000 into Facebook, which is going for about between $700 and $800, but it's back and forth. And I did place some money, great money. It's either SpaceX, X, or Tesla. One of them decided to do an IPO. Now he started at 100 and something dollars, but that is about to shoot up. I see it going up. So I suggest y'all get into this. I suggest y'all get into this. I highly suggest y'all get in. It's one of them that the IPO came out in June. I don't remember by heart. I'm sorry, but it was at $100. By next year, it's going to be at 900, and then it's going to just keep going like that. But next year is what time? That's politics. So we're going to see how this goes. But I know it's going to quadruple because we know how Elon Musk do. And so I would suggest y'all get into that and start exploring through Grok and Chat GPT, because I know he had to have AI or something. If he's a time, he has something that many of us don't have. Researching. He had a research tool, just like they play on our conscious Hollywood, talking about people reading the almanacs so that they can go into the past and predict shit so they can make money. And so, yeah. Did you like the picture on Facebook with Trump saving George Washington from time travel? And I in there. So let's hurry up and get started on our project. And we are going to do two discussions. Now, mind you, I'm not even mad at any of my professors. You graded me honestly because I redid my project onto Grok. And he told me the same exact shit. So I got a C in one of my classes. And that's okay, because ultimately, if I keep up an A and a C or a B, I can get a good generalized grade. But this was my first go round. And I remember Grok telling me that was a C paper or a high B, low C. So that was my fault. I'll take the blame for that. But I don't want to make below a C or at a C. I want to make above a C. So it can change. So it's still the first week, and I'm okay with that. And I have a lot to do. So I'm going to situate these discussions one day early so I can start on replies on Tuesday at the airport. I'm going to do it at the airport. Two replies. That's four replies. And then after I do those replies, possibly live, I'm going to research the project between Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. No, can't do it Wednesday morning. I got my dental appointment. That's why I'm going to Seattle. After I sit up there on Wednesday morning and go to the airport after my dental appointment is done, I'm going to do the 4 replies at the Seattle airport live at a good area, of course. And then we're going to be flexible and try to. Kirkland neighbors are talking about, I don't want to know. I'm not in Kirkland no more. Kirkland, Washington. Anyway, so 4 replies from Seattle, and I'm going to try to forward and start research project on the 2 projects I need to do. This time, I'm going to be even more thorough. I want to be or better. F trying to get a C. I'm gonna try to see what I did wrong and everything I did wrong. If you say run on sentences, I'm gonna try to catch them. I'm gonna read every line, every word, every phrase. Thank you for teaching me how to read more thoroughly. I do read very thoroughly at a master's level, at a C and a B. I'm okay with that. You gave me an honest grade. I'm not a fully A student, and that's okay because I know I have the potential, and you see the potential. You could have easily gave me a D or F, but you see the potential, and you passed me, and that's all that matters. An honest grade. Now, don't get me wrong, professors. It ate me up, and that's why I'm talking about it. So we need to make changes and tweaks. I'm not gonna cheat. I want it to be my original work. So I got to find a way when I do these projects earlier, a day earlier, by day as usual, or of the day, or before the day, um, to make this work. Because I saw briefly, and I gotta write you guys back. I'm sorry. It's not like that. I'm not scared. I'm not no anxiety. However, I wanted to focus more on the work, quality of work, than replying because when you doing streaming and like you're into doing the projects, you don't want to show personal, replies and stuff. So I may blot y'all out and then look at their replies and talk about them. They're simple. I know they're not nasty, but they've been sending a bunch of information, vital, good lethal information to do pushes and do the classroom settings. So I want to take this opportunity to thoroughly do these 2 discussions, get off of here, take care of getting set up for tomorrow's airport visit, sober for the final 6th day, because it's actually the 5th day for me detoxing. And just once I get to the hotel room, I'll sit up there and pop on the video and we'll work, we'll go to work. Then I'll do it again, sober. I could easily. It's like my friend said. I said I could easily sit up there and get high. And he said, then you have to worry about that and remember that event. And will that eat at you? Somewhat, he said that way. And I was like, that is so true. I can't ignore it if I did. And it would eat at me. And that's the easy part. To know something's eating at you becomes hard. So if I did any type of illegal substances, including marijuana, that's my recording in my brain of another traumatic event illegally from a Democrat state that I have to live with and possibly risk going to jail, institutions, or death with. And I'm not willing to take that risk no more. If I happen, which I'm hoping that my money will get better, but if anything traumatic, not traumatic, but a good event happen where my money start raising in a short period of time, I told my friend that I'm looking at Florida properties to move from here to a house. I want a house, and they got some nice houses. Now, Trump, don't laugh, because you already know what I'm about to say. Because I told. Anyway, so I looked on my computer at the properties near Mar-a-Lago, and I never knew it. And I don't understand why these presidents do it. Where is Obama? Mm, tell me. Tell me where he's located. He's on an island. It's not important because I never made it in the city and state I was in. I went Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard. I was researching in my brain. Martha's Vineyard is an island that I wanted to go to because they have a shelter there. And a woman promised me. I never made it. Their boats don't go out. Anything near the island of Mar-a-Lago is very high priced. I wanted to be as close to Trump as possible. No, I'm not obsessed with him, but that's what his cabinet do. They go close to him. And if you drove from California, one of the richest states, you drove a big tech because he was bankrupting him and trying to bankrupt and control big tech companies like Facebook. Facebook said, oh, hell no. I ain't staying in no damn California. He's trying to bankrupt me for the future and hurt my he got ways to find out, and he's related to the new FBI technology. No way they don't know the future of California. It's way weird that Mark Zuckerberg flew his ass, because I know he ain't traveling by car. He ain't taking no day trip all the way to Florida. It was biggest day in the news. Mark Zuckerberg moves to Florida. I said, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, okay, but he can afford near Mar-a-Lago 10,000 or more a month, because that's what they have. And I can't afford that shit. And I don't want to move to Tampa, nor do I want to move to a major city. I want to be near him. But they do got cracks and soft spots where the mortgage is low. I checked that out briefly. That was briefly. And I don't plan on moving tomorrow or the next day or a year from now or 2 years from now. I want to make sure I'm stable and I get everything I need out of Idaho before I make and my credit score and FICO score and stocks and bonds and everything else, filing my taxes, paying my fees, and doing the right thing that I need to get out of Idaho. Stability before I make a giant leap like moving to Florida on a hunch. No, we're not going to do no more hunches. Wow, high and paranoid off of marijuana. And that leads me to my next segment before we get started of how the harassment here caused me. And it's not like that. I'm not a prejudiced person, nor am I a violent person off, or I can't say on drugs because I haven't hit nobody, but I understand how drugs can influence that. But sober, I know for a fact I'm not going to hit nobody. Let me take you down memory lane of this morning, what I went through, to this afternoon that brought me to contacting the FBI, CIA, and NSA and ODNI. Again, I woke up this morning at 3 in the morning, because I knew I had a long day. But I woke up to a car running. I didn't wake up to a car running. I woke up first. And I don't want to say what I was or what I was wearing, but I'm walking around and there's this car with lights on. And I know I've seen it before, where I looked out the window and there's just some white woman in her car. So that could have been a coincidence. So I looked, I not, but the cracks in the window, you can see, and I'm not putting nothing up no more. And it's kind of disturbing. Why was you up why I wake up at random times, y'all? Why was you up minutes after I got up. Like you is I I can't prove it. So she's sitting in the car, whoever that was, and I give my window the finger. 2 seconds later, the car turned off. I didn't go to the window and physically give the finger, but that's how my morning started. With the car being bright as day, I give it the finger from a distance and it turns off. So I said that could have been a coincidence. I can't prove that. But that was ground zero. I only go to ground strike one. I'm not going to strike three. It don't take three times, but it happened multiple times, my events. So I went back to sleep after I posted some stuff. And then I woke up this morning. I cleaned up a little bit because I didn't get a chance to clean. When I find some open time, I will. It's not dirty in here, but I always clean up because, you got to keep your house up. And so I cleaned up a little bit because I was having company. And I won't get into my company and how I feel. But after my company left, I proceeded to get online. I ate an egg. I left out. And I went to my same spot. Only to find that Jussie had an attitude. Not my ex-husband Jussie. But I made sure I acknowledged what is it? The scripter, because I don't like him either. So I went to FedEx and Jussie had an attitude. The young whippersnapper didn't. And weird stuff was happening. So there was this African, not African American, but African bald headed black man. He was dark skinned. And he was up at the register. And I'm doing my thing, trying to type in my affidavit when he stops everything in midway. After I believe talking to Jesse and doing whatever he was doing, I wasn't paying attention. He comes near me and he just stands there. And I'm like, is this normal? So I put it on the FBI webpage because they're trying to fish for information on it. Disoriented. One person disoriented. And then another person comes in and she stands right next to me near my computer. So I close it and look at her while holding a phone. She was holding a phone. White lady. That's what they do. They correspond and text each other with their thumbs. They're good at doing it to my show and TikTok and taking my show away. So I'm looking at her and she doesn't look at me, but she's playing it off, disoriented again. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, let me finish this up. I do what I need to do on the box, on the printer, which I had to do it that way. And I will be back up there. And if you catch an attitude again with me, Jussie, I will talk to your superior officer and get you fucking fired. Don't play with me for no white woman. I don't care if you're white or not. This isn't a race thing. You give me respect like you give everybody respect. Period. So that's strike almost zero. That's 0.0. And so I left and I proceeded to go to the library where everybody was dragging ass to get me for a parking space. So I get the parking space. I plug in the coordinates. I go straight to the post office by Honorable Governor Little's office, right down the street, walking distance. I park by the building. I have this jazzy picture I want to show you. It's funny because I have no real beef with state troopers, just the Boise Police Department for the orchestrate and some of this. And so I took a picture with my keys without the mace with the state trooper car. I proceeded to walk into the post office where there was a beautiful old white man and a beautiful old white woman. But I was curious about her. I'm always curious about a woman before a man, but I know men could be just as disrespectful, just like I said, for women in their own prejudice, like Jesse. So I can see it in his eyes. So I said, where do you go to Wells Fargo? Both of them started to look it up. He looked it up first, but she found out the address and she yelled it. She said, it's such and such right down the street. Nobody was in the building but me, her, and the man, and the rest of the employees in the back and the cameras. So I was like, thank you. She sounded very excited. Hold on. And so I went to the Wells Fargo, only to find there was a nice woman, reasonably nice. I'm not going to say she was super turned up nice, but she was reasonably, it got me by. It was got me by nice enough. So I accepted it, Jessica. And it was a white lady. And she kept questioning me a little bit too much, but enough to make me question her, but not too much. But she was like, "Do you have an account with us?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I get it. She had to ask that. That's reasonable. But she kept going a little bit, but she stopped once she asked me for my card. So I didn't, but I told the cameras. I looked dead at the cameras while she wasn't watching. And I said, "Watch her. Every time I go somewhere business wise, I'm done playing. And plus, I got a wig on. They watching me. They read my lips very carefully. Watch her." And so everything went well, reasonably well, C grade rated. And I sat up there and went to Matt, which is a Hispanic male. And I don't want to talk about the beginning, but he was very polite, very intuitive, very nice, very reasonably. I give him an A for his personality, his character, the way he was. I get it notarized, this affidavit for Y Unify. I say thank you. I part ways at this huge downtown Wells Fargo and I leave, only to find a Hispanic disoriented. So I said, "Oh, Hispanic, you disoriented. Hispanic male. So I'm going to go the other way." So I went the other way and he started following me. So I stopped. I went back to my car. He was disoriented. He was just standing at the Wells Fargo like he don't know what to do. He started using his phone. Boom, 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 boom. And walking around in circles, disoriented. So I'm like, okay, 0.01 strike. So I go to the post office where that lady told me, the employee from the post office near Governor Little's office told me the exact address. And now this shit goes down. And so I go back where she's talking black now in front of these two characters that look disoriented like they don't know how to fucking mail shit. And a white lady and black lady, this how they get them on it. And I don't even mention, I'm not finished. So I'm like, okay, don't say the price. She's like, okay, okay, stupid shit. I know what that shit is. Don't give me that language to try to speak my language. I don't try to speak your language. I speak regular. And I know that ain't the way, the tone and demeanor you speak. Don't give me that. That is the disrespectfulest thing you can do. It's try to talk black. Unless I know. There's no way you talk like that, the way you look. So I'm like, okay, don't give the number. I tell her 300. It's a Toast Hollywood. I tell it because they already know. $360 it came to. But the funny thing is, what I wrote down ended up on the floor when they magically appeared near it. So all they had to do was look down at the number. So that was scratched as she's talking black, and I'm to the side. So her nice ass try to be super nice at the end and then talk about a survey. Oh, I got your survey, dog, bro, cuzzo, whatever you want to say. I can't even talk black. The way you were talking black, you talk more black than me. And so I'm like, I got a survey for you. They're going to call me back on it. Remember that. So let's rewind. When I took a picture of the state trooper's car, there was a white woman and a white child, looked between the ages of 13 and 15, sitting with a black dog. Just looked like they were just sitting. I get out the car, I look, and she screams, and it could have been a setup. And I didn't even want to know either way, whether setup or not, which it was. Don't smush the dog head like that. That's all I heard her in front of the state trooper car, in front of a fucking government building and a magnetic ear from AT&T down the street. People are monitoring this place. And she's seriously yelling at her. That's a memory that is sick to me. Another traumatic event. I walk across the street away from her. She gets up immediately with her son for some reason and starts walking. So I stop. I look at her. She don't supposedly see me. She's texting, but she can see out her peripheral vision. She stops. So I'm like, let me walk away from this woman. So I try to go the opposite way. She sees where I go. She kept walking like a police officer or some type of weirdo officer would, keeping up with me. Now, two things is wrong with this. You're supposed to be making good memories with your son, yet you following me and yelling at your son dysfunctionally. You are the dumbest person and is dumb as a bag of rocks. Because I'm like, if I had my children, I would be making seriously good memories other than following some nigger down the street. Or you can call me a wigger, a white nigger, because I'm part white. Get it right. And so that it wasn't over. I didn't see her no more. As I came, the process with the post office and the woman telling me to go to Wells Fargo. As I was coming to go to Wells Fargo, this is the lost session or issues that I went through. But you understand what I'm saying. As I'm coming from the post office where she told me to go to Wells Fargo, which is connecting now, right? I go to the Lincoln Memorial, not the actual Lincoln Memorial in DC, but they have a little plaque of him, a little emblem. And so I began to talk where I hear, and you hear, if you watch the TV or the video, dogs barking in the background. It got me nervous, but I'm still talking. And then here comes this sick, crazy lady in my view, watching me as they did that white woman that called that 6 year old a nigger. And she properly, and I accept that. I would have did the exact same thing because I began to film her. And she tried to look at me as if she don't know why. Like she don't know who I am, her or her son. It's okay. That was a police move. But that was a sick, dumb as a bag of rocks police move. You dragged your fucking child out to do that shit. You have so many memories you could be making with your child, but your conscience is on me. That's not cool. I don't wish to be in your position no more. You're a sick woman. You and the rest of the Brady Bunch crew, whether white, black, or immigrant, Hispanic. So it doesn't end there. So finally, after I see the $300 paper fall on the floor, I didn't see it, but I saw it afterwards, after they looked for her. I sat up there, I paid for my shit, did what I had to do, told her I'd give a review, just like she tried to play me. And I will. I have the papers. And if anything happens to my merchandise or my items along the way because you wanted to be selfish and prejudiced, I guarantee you will get fired. I won't stop until I reach the manager. So make that shit go through. And so I drive off. And I keep telling y'all, I'm going to contact the CIA and FBI because this is police moves. And they try to make me have doubt. So they try to get to the front talking about weirdo shit. Oh, I'm sending some cookies. You know, like, come on now. You did all that waiting. And I wasn't even really in line. You waited for something. Y'all weren't conversation. And I look dead in the camera and say, watch me. And I'm looking dead in the camera, getting their attention, showing them why I'm looking at them. They like, why the fuck is this bitch? You know, exactly. This is why. So after I get to the Goodwill, let's fast forward. I said enough. After I get to the Goodwill, because I'm not about to dwell on this, freaking two women white women disoriented again, looking at something. Like, I don't understand how two people could be looking at something but yet not speaking. That is, two heads are better than one. But in that instance, y'all both were disoriented. So I look at them and they're looking at this item going like this. And I'm like, that is not normal. So I walk away, where I see this beautiful Hispanic woman named Cindy with a S. And she was very nice and polite. I give her that. And yet this random white guy come out of nowhere, look at my register as it's racking up the money, and then walks the fuck off. I'm like, okay, okay, I see how this is going. You keeping track of what I'm buying, like a Democrat. And so I left. I paid for my merchandise. I gave her a good compliment because she is a beautiful woman. And I left. And so I get home. I'm cooking some boiled chicken with noodles. And I'm typing away at the FBI, the CIA, NSA, and ODNI. I feel very, very humbly satisfied. Every time you do something, whether violently or try to orchestrate me getting into a crash on that road, if I even get into a crash on that road, I'm contacting Governor Little's office. I got enough good insurance, but I'm going by there. And this time it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to want an appointment, or at the mayor's office, or at the senator's office of all Republicans, because I'm not seeming to click why you keep trying to get me to crash out there on that road. This is being done by the Boise Police Department, and the Boise Chamber of Commerce. They are the only two people that can orchestrate where I go, knowing where I go, basic shit, knowing where I go, seeing my GPS on real time, seeing everything, probably a tracker, and they assume where I'm going based on my direction. I know how this shit go. I got the same DNA that you all got in your system, plus some. So don't give me that shit like you don't have that equipment. No, this isn't a schizophrenic thought. When someone trails you, that is a police tactic. And some people don't notice it. So it's okay. Every time it happens, I don't care how you try to make me feel and doubt myself, because I know it don't look right. And that's how y'all do. Y'all try to make it look uncomfortable to me, just enough to make me doubt myself. So now what? Now what? What am I going to do? Every time something happens out there, I'm going to just write the FBI. Give me a reason. Because yesterday was even worse. I put my ATM card in the segment, which is high up, and some immigrant Hispanic woman, which is shorter than me, comes right up to she made sure she set it up the right way. She had all her laundry in the dryer the right way. So when I put it in, she can walk up and read my card. So I had to go like that purposefully. I'm just letting y'all know I know your games. Maybe you read some numbers, but you couldn't remember it that quick. So, but it's okay. This is the stuff I go through. Trying to read my stuff. They try to figure out how much real money Trump has, but Trump has enough money where he's surpassed them. I don't know where he keeps that extra money. I don't even think it's Earth he keeps on his money on. But it's okay. Anybody with that picture of a time traveler traveling through time to save George Washington, Georgie, former President George Washington, is a image in itself. So imagine what else he can do. So either way it go, on this earth, I don't have the power like Trump. And so they're doing stupid shit like following me at stores. That's the power only the police have. See, the FBI is going to watch you from ground zero and zoom in. The CIA, same. The NSA same. They're not going to waste their gas like police will do informants and other silly ass, dumb as a rock people to watch me and shit. This is sick and corrupted. And it's a traumatic event that's unnecessary. So now what? I can't confirm or deny what's going to happen to you guys for your behavior of getting informants and people following me. The government can't confirm or deny based on the severity of your behavior and how you orchestrate stuff on the side. What's the outcome of your judgment? Of your judgment. Because judgment day is coming, whether it be 10, 20, 30 years from now. And I won't be nowhere near. And I can live with that based on the severity of your behavior, just like God would. But you're not going to get away with this. Remember that. So I suggest you change and leave me alone and let me do and get what I need from here. So now we can move on. 47 minutes and 12 seconds in. They have, hold up. I want you to know something. I want you to know one last thing. And you probably seen it, knowing y'all. Pete Hegseth said he cannot confirm or deny about the lasers on the dolphins. And if he got lasers on dolphins, you got to kind of control dolphins, right? So he can't confirm as a government organization or deny. Why don't some of you newcomers look that up? That they have lasers with dolphins out there in the ocean. That's what the government does. They can't confirm or deny whether it's the truth or a lie. I can live with that. So there's that C plus, which is good. It's not a C minus or a D. So we're gonna jump into her stuff first. Oh, we in unit one, we're in unit two. So we're gonna do this first discussion board. First, we're gonna view the details. Oh, I remember that a little bit, teach or professor. I like this. Okay, hold on. We ain't gonna read that part. We're gonna read this. And then come back to that part. The digital shift. While the four P's remain essential, the digital age has and it's we're ending the digital age, but it has transformed and we're going into the quantum age. Baby steps has transformed how businesses apply them. Okay. When with the rise of e-commerce, which is like what I do a little bit without getting paid, I'm paid, yeah. E-commerce like selling things, drop shipping, shit like that. Social media, which I do, and e-commerce is like selling shit online, I think. E-commerce is more like selling stuff online and doing business, serious business, like real bit. Like Facebook is kind of like e-commerce a little bit. Small business administration kind of is like e-commerce or major e-commerce. I can't distinguish. Um, a lot of organizations is like, ooh, you got a article, cool. Um, design your where am I at? I'm sorry. Oh, it's up here. I'm sorry. When I scroll down, it kind of threw me off. It's cold. Mobile devices. Consumers, which is people that um are buying stuff, buyers are highlighted as consumers, people that wants to buy stuff on a regular, now have constant access to product information. It used to be limited. Remember when it used to be limited on regular basic cable for some, to cable with others, watching those direct TV shows about oh no, I'm just gonna turn you off. No heat, no heat. Off. Face off. God, it's getting brutal in here. I have it on 76. I could have waited, but I had it on 74. It feel like 69 in here. Um, let's finish this. Now have the constant access to product information, reviews, and purchasing options. Now it's everywhere. I am a seller. However, I'm not going to sweat nobody over money, because I'm stable. I'm not going to sit up. If I was unstable, I still wouldn't sweat nobody over money. I'm not going to sweat a drop because you feel like my product isn't good for you unless it's free. But however, I will interview you because I still get something out of it. I get to be on the Library of Congress, even though I'm not saying nothing because I let you talk. I'm still there. And that interests people when they revisit the Library of Congress or what the whole conversation went like. I let you shine, but my show shines when you shine, whether it's paid for or not. That's what I get out of it for free. To remain competitive, businesses must adapt their marketing mix strategies. And that's true. But I did everything. Professors, I swear, I did everything by myself to the degree I should be making lots of money off of these shows that I interview people. And you can manage to see the people I've had on my show. They got money. This is a very narrow threshold right now. Very minimum people are getting paid. Even when they say they're getting paid, it's cool. You're getting paid, but it's still hard as a podcaster. This arena right here, unless you get the right people behind you, is very hard to promote. And I do what I can, and I've done way better than many people. One lady gets paid $300 a pop for, and I've paid her $300 only to fucking trash me in my show and have people clown me. I paid $300 to get clowned. Her audience is shit. When I saw the comments, I was disgusted at my investment and will never go back to Trudy Bierman. Only thing I learned for her is how to promote myself more. I got $300 for information, more information on how to promote myself. And that I did. I tried to take it to Olympia, at the news station in Olympia, the basic news station, where they played me there. Oh, it's 400. We changed the prices. That's how they do me. That's how it's no, you ain't changed the prices. You changed the prices plus for me. They do these things. And I never did a show with them because I knew it was a horrific investment. And then it was time consuming, having to drive out to Olympia from Kirkland, not Seattle, but Kirkland. That's a 2 hour drive in probably three, once a month or once every 2 months. Not for me. BS. I knew something was wrong with them, the way they were treating Rudy Giuliani. They were taking my bank account information and selling it to the highest bidder. And then when I called, I didn't say it was them. I watched the behavior. I said, someone is taking my bank account information and selling it because he would never let me do it the traditional way through a system. I would always have to call it out. And so I broke up with him. I said, until I figure out this, I want to part ways. And then he caught an attitude. Finally, after years of working on and off with him again, my stuff is not even, after all I put into it, sour investment. He took me off the air. KKNW 1150. You want to know how they shady people are? I was doing good with them. And then one day, the phone acted weird and he hung up on me. Nathan hung up on me. I called him back. He picks up and laughs. I didn't want to work with him purposefully to disgust me from working with him, probably because of a woman telling him to do that or his disgust for my acceleration. The white man that I'm with now will never get jealous of me. He got 43, 44, 45, 46 years. Let's just say years above me. He's successful. I never thought that another white man, which is Seattle's part Democrat, would get negative with me. When they get jealous, same thing happened at Boise with Paul. Paul never mentioned, never put me on a live, but took minimum pictures of me, and I wasn't having it. You don't deserve a credit or anything. Y'all were nasty. The Santa Maria Chamber of Commerce. I had a big, it was a expo event, and I was there. I was disgusted with that. I bought uh, uh what is that? Some type of covering, a banner. I did invest. You see how I invest in myself? And this was with Blue Cloud Cleaning Company. And nothing. Because they secretly was telling them not to do it. I was working hard with Blue Cloud Cleaner and the Kimberly Cloud Show. This is what they do. They get jealous, both white and black and Hispanic. And if they're in power, they sit up there and they take something away from me or get me disgusted enough to walk away from it. And they know that's how I am. If I don't like something, I walk away from it. Not speaking of today, when I was at Lowe's before my friend came over. And this white lady, she didn't say nothing to nobody. She said hi on time to two white people. But me, she waited. She stalled at the Lowe's. I had a good time with the white guy. He was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey." I like talking to white people. Some of the good ones, they don't have D's and R's, Democrats and Republicans and Independents like on their forehead. You got to learn through their behavior. So back to the story, I'm sitting up there, and all of a sudden, she asked me, "Do you want me to bag your shit?" What type of question is that? Because she see me rummaging looking for my card, and I'm trying to be secretive about it. She want to sit up there and be funny after I get my card and come close to me and say, "Do you want me to bag my shit?" I'm like, I look her dead in her eye and say, "No, I don't need you to bag stuff. I think I got it just fine." They do it, and it happens on occasions at Walmart and other grocery, old white ladies that's connected to this white lady named, oh, she lucky I don't know her name, Mickey, Vicky, something, that works for the VA. She don't actually, she contracts partially. And she knows a lot of people that can sit up there and make money move. Yet, before I got to Boise, she was the first person I spoke to. She told me, I have to explain this story. She told me that she would help pay $2,000 to get me here. I ended up paying $10,000 to get here on my own through Trump, no one else. I don't want to mess up the video, but no one helped me from the VA. Yet months later, when I get here, I see the memorial of this white man that hit an ice car and cracked it, busted it with a gun on his hip. And they told him to stop and drove off. And then the next time he came, they just shot him. That's appropriate, no matter what the race is. You don't disrespect ICE in a highly intensified area, but they have a memorial of him and they treating me like shit. That's how it goes. Same with the Boise Police Department. The same man, Officer Ross, that arrested me, is on the front cover of Boise Police Department. Surprised the shit out of me. I'm like, okay, I know how far this goes up now. So every time in closing something happened before we proceed, I will contact the FBI from now on. I would be very scared if he was working. I know he probably lied under oath like he lied on me when he hit me with that car door. First said he was sorry, then he said he never did it. So when he got in the hospital, that is the person they got on the front cover. Someone in the officer suit that abused officer powers. And it's okay. I'm cool. I don't want the footage. My story and my voice is true. I have integrity. And it's cool. So when we, in a nutshell, talk about the 4 Ps, I have performed them. But people like Democrats and independents or secret rhinos that hate Trump, they make it hard for me to succeed, like they wanted Trump to go bankrupt. And whoever helped him not, thank you. And then years later, he runs for president. They want to control people trying to progress their money that are Republicans like me and push their voice out. I never cursed on KKNW. I never cursed on BBS radio. I kept it, the tone and demeanor, exactly like they wanted. Those were the rules. Never disrespect the company. And I didn't. And let's not talk. Oh, what's that other radio company? Oh, it's in California. So whatever radio company, good. It's in, I don't even want to remember. That's in California. I was paying 500 a pop for nothing. I don't care if they took me off the air with that one. The investments I made with these Democrats and independents have been short filled. I'm done making investments. I'm going to push their behavior next time to see how far. And he was nasty towards me the whole time, talking about he's a part of the Democrat Party. And he's not only a part of the Democrat Party, but he's a member, a highly respected member in a high ranking position of the Democrat Party, raping me and laughing behind my back. Actually thought I would come out to see him in California. Hell no. See him in his front. What for? What do you have for me? But death. And so he calls me out the blue. No, I called him just to see if we were cool. And he sat up there. He was like, hey, I don't want to work with you no more. I see you're just a Republican. Whatever he said, he made it very clear that he knows what side I'm on, and he's not on that side. And to this year, it was sometime. This is what they do to me. So excuse me for not for going down memory lane with my events, telling you how I sat up there and I put a price. The price was 60 to 100. And that is so simple. People been doing their shows for $10,000. I saw one podcaster do his show for $10,000 a pop. I seen one podcaster do it, like I said, 300. I picked a price that is reasonable in the industry I'm in, and I still don't get no pull. That is unacceptable to me, but I can live with it because of the product I put out. I show that I have the right questions, I listen, I'm attentive, and it can wait. Why free? Hell yeah, it can wait. If you mad at that, oh well. Get off my show. Don't huff and puff for a free show. When I'm ready, I'll reach out. So to those who I'm working with, that I'm trying to build with, please don't like who said it? Someone said, "Don't fuck me." I don't like being fucked over because I put money and investment time. Podcast Business News Network, the Elite Podcast Business News Network, all of that money I put into it while homeless. One video only populates by Steve Harper or Steven or something Harper, which I have to rerun. They played me. I will never invest another dime at them. They're going bankrupt, or their people are writing bad reviews, a lot of bad reviews. All that money, and they couldn't make it work, the distribution and publicity for these people, putting their hard earned money into shows to up their. The only thing that I will say, partially, I say 70% of me with authority that I can see, except for the news blast, is great Dylan Kiva. He's like a minor millionaire between one up to 10 million. And I called him and talked to him, and he's liked my statuses before. That was a positive investment. I could recirculate my magazines, my old magazine titles. Not perfect, but it'll do. I put thousands of dollars into that. But he changed his company, and I don't want to invest no more because they're not giving me what I want. These weak news articles are not getting me nowhere. Then I try to invest in a Wikipedia, a authoritative Wikipedia page. The place that really make it, a white man told me no, he's not touching it. But then I found some immigrant, they have a lot of them, that took my $1,500 when I first got out of jail in Seattle from the VA. I was at the VA, I remember like it was yesterday, and I demanded it back. And he said, no, you got to give me the rest of the money so I can finish the product. And he got away because I didn't know what to do at the time. He got away with $1,500 and no Wikipedia page. So excuse me if I don't get mad and show you how I try to promote myself and place stuff on myself. So I decided to narrow down stuff. I decided that whatever I invest in, I'm going to make sure I research thoroughly because they got good companies out there. But I'm never going to BBS radio again, KKNW, all those Democratic radio stations. I'm never going to again because they're prejudiced and they're sorry. A sorry excuse for a radio company. Every company I explained for taking my money and not doing nothing. So let's see, the marketing mix I learned on my own as I read it from the first week of this discussion. And I learned on my own how to do it. So it clicks very quickly, especially when you mention social media and strategies to digital platforms. I pay $80 or more, I believe it's 120 at the max, I think, or less than $80 to go on the 8 platforms on StreamYard. StreamYard has been the only thing I can positively 100% say that without StreamYard, there's many other companies. I don't care for those companies. I want StreamYard. We've been rocking. I saw one of the employees, white man. He looks so cute and adorable. And they fuck with me a little bit when they send in pushes to Facebook and it holds or it, whatever. Those little minor glitches, I can take that because I know what's happening. But overall, they're 100% accurate with promoting. So this is how I promote myself. Now, oh, I haven't checked my messages. If you out there, t-shirt guy, I am going to write you. Let me make a note of that. I got some t-shirts on the way within 3 week time frame. I have no pen, y'all. I'm mad as shit. I'm not going to swear for no pen. I swear, no pen. God damn. Let me check my book bag. Let me run. This guy at a t-shirt and no pen, no. I've been having pens all day. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go upstairs and take this note. And if it wasn't for the Trump money, I'd be fucked. Let me do a dance. Do, 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 do. Get down. Shut up. Let me write that guy later on. So, right, t-shirt man, the Bojangle, Mr. Bojangles. I wrote him a nice, powerful letter. I'm sorry, and his wife. I said, you know what, to have a business like that, you and your beautiful wife have to be cohesively, positively doing big stuff because it's hard to make money. I give them their props. Email. Okay, that's one note. But I'm gonna promote through Amazon, another platform. They wait and they like, God damn, I still got my show lined up. It's already set in stone. Some stations are expired. I have to re-put them. But overall, it's going to be shows that I like because what's going to happen is I have to restrict myself to talking about promoting that shirt. It's not going to be, oh, this motherfucker did me wrong. Oh, whatever. It has to be, and that's a challenge for me because as you can see, I like to go off on tangents, and I'm okay with that because it always comes back to the main point, and I'm cool with that because it's my show. If someone was interviewing me, it would be restricted. There's a difference. You have to keep your show flowing, and some teachers and professors, they have it in them to stay restricted. They've been in this for years. You have to practice somewhere, and I don't feel I want to be a professor, but I love how they restrict themselves. Like, what's his name, y'all? Oh, there it is. Dr. Minnick from the last course. He sat up there and I saw a couple of his live chat. I like what y'all doing, CTU, with those live chats. I hate that. Tomorrow's going to be a hectic day, but it's cool. So Dr. Minette, super turned up white man, just going on, da, 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 da. I learned a lot. And so I don't want to get into what I learned because then he's gonna like, what did you learn? What I learned. I did a lot. And so that's why you gave me my B. So 87.7, B plus. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And so thank you, sir. And thank you for making that a pleasurable event. Thank you. I got out of the mental health clinic from after the Officer Ross arrested me, and I went right to work. I did that project for you. Thank you. I had 3 days to do it. And there I started, that day, I wrote the FBI, between that time frame, I wrote the FBI initially about Officer Ross's behavior and the rest of his team and employees. But this shirt, I'm going to sit up there and promote. And I'm probably going to restrict myself to Amazon Live and just stream it into on one more platform or my back end platforms, but not my major platforms because it's something that it does. The more platforms is just, I want to start off with a couple of platforms to get a hang of being restricted to talking about just my shirt that I showed y'all the design for. Whether I make money or not is irrelevant, but I want to keep them. That's another milestone. I just want to do what I need to do for my show. And if I can perform like I should, like every other major CEO, which I'm not the CEO no more, I am the president of my show. And I want to see how I can change that because a CEO is useless. I want to change it from a CEO to a president because I am the president. I make and I choose every move I do for my show. And the screen is still up, as you can see. So let's see. I'm going to skim and read how much pages and what have evolved in the age of marketing. How big is this? Okay, I can. Whoa, this is. Oh, they got a video. Product. I have a product or service. Price. I have the price. The place is my house virtually and possibly hybrid. Promotion. I promote myself. Y'all know how. You enough said. For years, the four P's. I wonder how many people got to the Library of Congress because I started it first. No one showed me that. It just populated. Once I saw something, it just popped in my head. Cause that's all I do. Skim and read and skim, look at shit important, and just think about it. Imagination is greater than knowledge. Like Albert Einstein said, and boy, did Albert have great imagination. Now, what tickles me and baffles me, someone so smart marrying their cousin, white ladies turned him off that much that he married a white woman that is his blood. That is so weird to me. A man that smart, that's autistic, filled up classroom green chalkboards with his knowledge of imagination through physics, made major moves during World War II. Yeah. For years, the four P's have been the go to model for building. No one knows why he did it. Maybe I should look up why he did it. But he married his relative, whether cousin, sister, or whoever. I wouldn't do it. Definitely, 100%. But beyond that, but I'm wondering why. He, no way that man is that loony doing that. All the knowledge he had, and he marries a white counterpart cousin, and he be around. He must have been getting. Oh my God, he must have been getting thrown at many of times for his knowing his knowledge. But he settled with family. But in the era of the internet marketing, referring to only the four P's can limit your brand's reach. According to WordStream by Local IQ, 72, which is a C, of marketing budgets are reserved for digital channels. What does that mean? You're explaining. Increasing digital marketing share of advertising to 55%. I don't understand this language. Let me try. 72% of marketing, you have a budget. That's a budget within the marketing. Budgets are reserved for digital channels. Like what? This is a digital channel. I am talking to you on a digital computer. I can imagine the only way I would change my computer. I'm saying it's isn't it with me for the long haul. despite the recycled rare earths, because I don't want to just turn it off because I'm bored or because I want something new. I'm content with these computers and devices. It's sad to see a computer just get trashed because you want something new. But where was I at? Hold on. I'm way down here. We're at zeros and ones. And the inhibitor, I hope I said that right. I'm not down. I'm trying. Wait, it's called something else. I think it's called an inhibitor. It's the piece in your computer that turns on the computer. It has two directives. It turns on and it turns off. And it's based on zeros and ones, zeros and ones, or ones and zeros, zeros and ones. I don't remember. But it's a zero and one or zero. However, I'm partially correct. So moving on, now Google, I have to mention it because Google ain't all the way bad, is dipping, but more majority. I don't want to say all, but I've been through. I don't. That's another place I promoted. They took my page away for no fucking reason. Google business blamed it on something that in the clause is done. I can't change it after putting money into them. But getting to the point, the good part of Google, they are working on quantum, which is scary for somebody like that with that much power doing that type of stuff to low businesses like me, that they're working on quantum. Now that's different. You know, we have codes. We have a 4-digit code or up to a 6 digit. Sometimes Microsoft have like 10 to 12 digits. That's digital. Quantum is different. And I think the government has it already. So they're monitoring Google closely in all the major social media and open and closed AIs. So I'm cool and content with that. But they have no real authority over the way the bogus AI systeming that sucks up people's money like me works. And so this part of Google is evil, but the good part of Google that is talking about working on quantum, it's impenetrable to break into something. It'll take what would take a simple code years to break with digital in the government, old government world, would now take quantum. It's done. No more. And that's how the government system, no, not the state government that plays it off like they don't know who's trying to hijack their systems for money. I'm talking about the federal government, who is impenetrable with their systeming. If they even thought their systeming was penetrable, they would be very scared. But there's other avenues around that, and other factors that attack their systems, like China or someone else, and we allow it, and we got measures for that. However, it used to be hard. Russia kept attacking us, and we kept saying it. Russia's attacking us, cybersecurity threat. Obama tried to make him look like he getting his big boy pants on, talking about in a video, we know what you're doing. Stop it. Right on camera to Putin. Putin ate alone at that event. They made it look real good. Really good. Really, really good. Um, we know what that's about. But for overall, the system is impenetrable. The federal government systems are impenetrable. They don't have to worry because they tested China many of times to see how powerful and what they were going to bring to their table with the malware and beyond that. I can't name them all. Just say viruses beyond that. to the highest virus out there and malware and all that garbage that they created. And it gets on your system and you don't know it. That's supposedly was the first tactic. It gets in your system and it gets in a specific part of, they learned the computer system so well that it gets in a part of computer system that a normal techie nerd wouldn't look, so they can observe government, federal government shit. So they got hip to that real quick, what China was doing. They got hip too, that they were hip. So they amped up the ante over the years. But we caught it every time with whatever we have to keep our national security threats safe. But we are working in quantum. I can't wait to see what quantum looks like, sir. But I'm not giving up my computers no more. I don't care how much they overheat. I really, truly feel like they deserve to be alive like me. And I shouldn't sit up there and treat them like shit and give up on them because I want a new computer. I even gave up my iPad. I had no need for it. Too much. Too much. I don't need all that extra shit. But let's get to the point. Increasing digital marketing share advertising to 55%. Not bad. Okay. With that increase, let's see. The concepts of product, price, place, and promotion also needed to grow. The digital marketing mix is an expansion of Kotler's traditional marketing tools. I heard of that name before. Weren't we doing that before? The 7P, what? Now it's 7? Whoa, more shit? Let's read about it. I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I get interested, I get super interested. The 7Ps of digital mark. Whoa, where was the four? What? So the 4Ps are the traditional. Okay, got you. Now, the 7Ps of digital marketing include the 4Ps plus people, process, and physical evidence. Wow, that's deep, y'all. I'm afraid to watch that. Keep going. I'll watch it on my own time. Let me make a note of that. Keep it up. Because YouTube is very glitchy. You saw copyright. I took a class from YouTube. YouTube, like, we trying to save you, little Nicolette. Take this class because next time you do it, we are going to get you. Copyright shit. So I'm scared. Even though it's school, you never know. So, tower marketing, watch the video because it's probably a short video, but it's needed offline. Defining, everybody has rules and you got to respect that. Defining the 7Ps of the digital marketing mix. Let's jump into defining the digital marketing mix and explain how to use these 7Ps can help you build on your existing approach to better reach your. Oh, thank you, Professor. And the class should be thanking you. So this is pretty cool for those who want a business or is in their business product and they're elaborating on this. Product refers to the thing you offer that target. I'm not going to elaborate on this. They want a video, a nice video that will go not only to Spotify, but all my platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. What else? What else, dog? I had SoundCloud. Someone suggested I gotta pay for SoundCloud. Make a note. And he's right. It has a RSS feed. Like Apple Podcasts don't have a RSS feed, but SoundCloud and what did I say? Spotify have a RSS feed. that will go on Amazon Music for free music. And oh, I forgot about you, lady. Oh, what's your name? What's your name? Oh, what is it? What is it? Come on, iHeart. You a good one. Thank you, sweetie. I wasn't taught never is a racial thing. Pay for it. It's cheap. I just don't want to do it online. Place on, and that's two other places. I talked to this special lady. I told her exactly how I feel, and she was like, podcast. Hold on. She was like, oh, may you be blessed. White lady. Oh, what's your name? I don't thank you again. Amazon podcast music. I find it. RSS feed. Two other platforms. And then find two other, because I can get up to another 10 on a different stream. Like I'm streaming. And I always pick two because I only know of two. But two other new platforms I can collaborate with Kick with after this. Add to Kick. Okay, so let's do this. Sorry. Product refers to the thing that offer your target audience wants. Put Amazon. Amazon. What? Wait, I did. I did. What is it that you want? I did. I did. So this could be physical, tangible item, or an intangible service. From clothing or water bottles to home insurance or a digital marketing agency, a product is an item or service the user seeks to fill a need. Speaking of my $10,050, I actually placed 13,000 of social security money I got back into Y Unified. But I can only sue for 10,000 and got back 10,050 for interest. And I'm cool with that. I want my $50. And I was supposed to get drop shipping. Kevin O'Leary was in there. He supported them, or maybe it was AI generated. I don't know. I don't think Kevin would support him all wholeheartedly. Someone like that sick individual that is the CEO of Y Unified. But what they did was this show. Professor, I tried so many times. And you're going to have your up and down so you can speak about it and learn from it and grow. But this was the government's money they took, and they really think I'm gonna let this shit ride. So I paid 13,000 for it, and I don't want to say how much I got back. I put 13,000 into it, and it started off beautiful. Different agents. We're gonna get your page really nice, Miss Cloud. All you gotta do is get with Walmart. I did. I had trouble, but I did. Okay, so now what? I'm on Walmart. I'm looking. 3 months go by. I start getting really, really suspicious because I had one item selling for $0. This is the backdrop team now. This is the backdrop team I keep. Not the backdrop team, but the team before the backdrop team, which I never got to speak to, telling me they're going to change it. She spoke to the backdrop office. They're speaking to the backdrop office. Stalling. And I know why now they were stalling. Because had I just tapped out earlier, I could have got my full refund back from USAA. However, they were stalling because after a certain period, you can't get your money back from USA. And that's the law. That's not the bank that don't like Kimberly Cloud. That's just the banking laws and rules. So when I called almost a year later, because I pre-called, but it's still too late, but they claimed that you can go back 10 years. One lady didn't know her shit. So it's cool. But I finally got my answer from USAA that they can't give me a refund. And they just started saying the same boring shit. We're going to talk to the back office. We're going to talk. Then I started seeing support teams for Y Unified. And then I get a legal disclaimer from Y Unified talking about, if you join that team, the offer is off. We're not going to give you your refund. Never gave me my refund. I did the refund 3 months in, and it's March. It's past March. And still no refund or partial refund. So now this is the plan, professors. I have one of their accounts that the money drags into, but I know I have multiple banking accounts too. So what I'm going to do, because that's the account the money go in, and then they move the money. I can only assume they move the money around just in case people like me sit up there and search for money. So it would be a dead doornail to sit up there and use that bank account to waste more time to get them to say there's no money in there, because I know there's not going to be no money. They probably research every person that they scammed to see what they're going to do. So I won the judgment. That's half the battle. The next battle is to domesticate the judgment in Florida. They break in the law in Florida, and that disgusts me. So I'm like, okay, domesticate it at their Pinellas County courthouse. And that's what I was doing today. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them give up the bank accounts that they're with under oath. And if they don't show up to court under oath, what happens? I know Ron DeSantis would love to do this to you guys. You go to jail. I don't care how long. You go to jail and catch a charge, which you deserve very greatly. So I'm pretty sure you're not going to do stupid shit. You're going to give up your bank accounts first. First, I got to domesticate it, which is going to take 30 days. And the rest is history. I got to set up a court hearing after the 30 days so they know what's going on. You are going to give me back that government money. I'm sick of playing games with y'all. I try to invest in something that you said will get me $100,000 a year. You played me. You played me like the other companies played me. Every time I get a little bit of money, weird shit start popping up on my feed. Like this real estate class that makes no sense to me. I know what I looked up about real estate, and it was intriguing. It got me happy for a second, but then it's the small little disclaimer: individuals varies with monetary gain, pretty much in a nutshell. I'm not playing. I didn't see that at first. So I started looking up stocks and other options to double my money without being independent and a president as I am of my own business. And I found a way, and I've explained that. That's my story in a nutshell, how I've been burnt. And if you fuck with the government money, you best believe they coming for you for that shady shit, whether I get that money or not. So you might as well give it up. The product or service to fill a need. It was going to be products. If it helps, think of the product terms of service of supply and demand. You have to have more demand than supply. Or let me think about this for a second before I read the rest. You have to have more supply and balance both supply and demand. Because if you have more supply and not enough demand, it's not going to work. If you have more demand and not enough supply, it's not going to work. So you have to learn what fits your business and what fits others' business and learn about that. Where am I at? All consumers have wants and needs. You are in business because you offer something that is wanted or needed by a consumer. Your product supplies that consumers demand. Focus on consumers first. A lot of businesses think they have a great product, like me, and then try to market. But the only reason I'm failing, because I know this is a hard arena. Harvard Business School professor Clayton Christian reports that over 30,000 new products are launched every year, and only 5% of which succeed. Damn, that's deep, yo. Most times it's because of poor market research. I can admit I did everything by myself and I learned from others, but I didn't do the market research on my own. They have not asked the fundamental question, why do people want this? I know why people want my show because I have a lot of outlets. I go live on like 10 different outlets. If there is no need for your product, it won't sell. It is need for my product. However, it still don't sell. Understand the consumer demand. Everybody want a podcast. Understand but they want it free. They think they deserve to get it free. Understand the consumer demand first, and then design your product around that need. I did that. From there, identify your unique selling point that makes your product valuable to buyers. Y'all seen it. All my real followers that follow me on a daily basis, and I've had many of shows. You see it, and differentiates you from competitors. So I'm like, my product is on the Library of Congress. I know a couple of people followed that and probably didn't even think about that. That's the highest you can go. And the next I'm gonna do is when I finally get my third master's, because if I have enough money or if Trump allows it, we're gonna see how many I can get, but we'll see. I won't verify, confirm, or deny what I'm gonna do, but I will say that I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records because one person get one master's and they become an 11 percenter. I'm a 11 percenter, but I'm working on my second master's. So that drops drastically because the doctors that watch my show are 2 percenters. It's only 2% in America that have their doctorates. But I kind of dipped my toes in the water because I took two doctorates classes and got 2 solid A's. It was, I deserve those A's because they know the hard work and dedication I put in. They weren't baiting me or anything. I put hard work and dedication. I could go back and look at my transcripts at any time. I love University of Phoenix. Thank you. Okay. From there, identify your unique selling point that makes your product valuable to buyers and mm, different, differentiates you from. Thank you. Uh, Product questions to ask yourself. What does the customer want from my product? They want to get online and be shown. Whether my ticker says 0 or 100, I know how many people watch my show. Thousands, if not millions of people watch my show. I don't need Grok or anyone to tell me the statistics. When I know who I've interviewed, I know my show is interesting, and I know what they want to see. What needs does it satisfy? Getting on multiple platforms forever. What was the USP mean, yo? What is USP? Hold on, go back. Unique selling point. What is my unique selling point? Just for right now, not even worrying about it. But that's a good question. Let me write that down. I'm not going to ignore it. What advantages does my product offer that meets users' needs? I did some major milestones with these computers and stuff. How do I differentiate my product or service from their competitors? People are paying $300 to $10,000, where my shit is simple. If you can't pay $120 or $60 up to $120, there's a problem. Well, not with me. If you definitely established, I don't care how you feel about that comment. And I hope I drive the bad ones away from my comment because it's not right. But I'll accept it because I know what it gets me. What are there features a competitor product has that mine does not? I have more than typical people that offer money and get paid more money than me. That is disturbing. Are there features that consumers don't does not deem valuable or worth paying for? Every feature of mine is valuable because I'm worldwide and possibly universal and interstellar wide. It's based on how I talk. I know aliens watching me, probably like laughing at my shit. Does this product have a name? Yes. How is it branded? All the time, every day. How do I intend consumers to use my product? To wait, yeah, wait. How do I intend consumers to mind your product? Probably use my product. I understand. This is a long script. We're only in one. Are they using it correctly? Yeah, they promote me. Where would they use it? A couple of good people that didn't pay me. I'm not saying all of y'all are bad, but a couple of people, what's his name? Oh, he's in Dominican. He's not Costa Rica. What's his name? He promotes me all the time. I see him. Sometimes I go on Google and look at my photos, and he comes up with different banners. I forgot your name, bro. I gotta find your look up Costa Rica guy because he's the only one that majorly promotes me. White guy. He got his own major business with thousands of employees. Promote him. People like that I promote. It's another one. Who is the other one? Someone else I said I wanted to look up. So many of them. Oh man, I'm sorry if you out there watching. Oh, it was the Costa Rica. I want that ventriloquist white woman. I think I like her show. She's so funny. She brought a lot of harmony. It was 15 minutes, but it, like Jamie Foxx said, 15 minutes. Any more than that will kill the vibe. It was perfectly done. And I was purposefully, honestly laughing at her jokes with that ventriloquist doll. I remember some people and I think I'm gonna let go of tag team. What's his name? DC Glenn. I don't even want to keep his shit because I wrote him out and he paid for free and I found him on podcast guest list. He's tag team, the member, and I don't care. I like Lil Wayne and not you. You're bitter. You're very bitter, black man. I can tell an hour I gave you and you couldn't even write me back. You treated me like shit for years. I was writing you and you ignored me like I'm some damn groupie. I'm not your groupie. I know the song. Tag team, back again. I think I'm gonna let it go. I don't even want to resurface that. And if it resurfaces on its own, fuck it. But I ain't resurfacing shit. White woman. I forgot her name. I get more good white women on here and white men too. It's not my fault. Oh, I wrote white men. No. White ventriloquist white woman. And I know what that means. I'll figure it out based on the capture of her video. What other video can I go back and look at? I'm all the way down to 2022, late 2022. I got videos from 2022 when I came out in 2021, late 2021. It was hard for me, y'all. It was very hard. It's all started with Facebook. And then I found StreamYard. And it wasn't by chance. It was mostly by fate. All I can think about is you if you watching my show with your ventriloquist doll. Oh, you were special. Oh, Air Force Amy. That got they got interviewed by Tucker Carlson. What, no, not Tucker Carlson. Oh, what's your name, buddy? Oh my God, Fox News interviewed her. Air Force Amy. That was great. She had her glasses on. She works at a burlesque house. Now I don't see how when I know those women get tired of sex. Just and she cracked down on politicians. She was at on Fox News. What's his name? Jesse Waters. She cracked down on the prostitution going on there with politicians because she is a burlesque worker, a sex worker to be specific. And I'm okay with that. She was very honest and I like honesty. And so she talked about it. I liked it. I enjoyed hearing it. And she does what if I was in her shoes, which I don't want to be, I would do. I even thought about for a second, starting off there because they take daily, that's the only thing in Nevada. And they take daily STD or STI tests. And it's controlled, but it's a burlesque house. That's a good job for people that like to have sex. And so I thought about it. It did cross my mind, Air Force Amy. Video. You keep rocking. You an old woman. That is amazing. You ain't on that Addy, are you, Air Force Amy? I'm on the Addy. So, does my product have a name? How is it branded? How do I tell? Are they using it correctly? Where would they use it? Answer these questions. Answering these questions can help you understand the end user's view of your product and can help drive additional marketing decisions because I swear I'm going to delete that video with tag team. That really got me hot. And then someone else, you guys, y'all may see it for all these followers that I have. I want you to know this was not scripted. None of my videos when I interview people are scripted. I brief them. That's what I pre-brief them. We do the show and then I debrief them and then it's over and I promote them. That's how it goes. We talk off camera about the rules and what I expect and what's going on. That's off camera or probably behind the scenes sometimes. If I feel the need to tell them I'm recording, which I don't, I always do. Lately, yes, back in the day, I didn't do. I just would record them because I would be so angry from the repetitions from certain people that I would get. So I would record them being one way on camera and one way off camera. I didn't had, which I cannot find, I deleted like a dummy, a world presentation on Ukraine, and I had 5 people I was interviewing. So don't think I can't do it. It was on Ukraine. Now, Joy or Joe Riller, she played me. She made me look like a clown from wherever she's from. She claimed to be France. I met one of my interviewees. I didn't even know. I knew because I interviewed her, but I did not know I would see her. I forgot her name, but she was very happy she was with her child to see me. And I hope she's doing great. I'm not mad at her. But Joe, that was included on the 5 panel roundtable talk show, I was disgusted with. I say I have a 96 to 97% out of all those people success rate. There's been white men that fuck me over, but majority is the black people. Speaking of that, and don't get mad, black people. This is what our black people do to sabotage people's show. They have nothing to do. I had good black people on. There was one black man. It was sticky, but he was a good black man. He was a veteran. But there was this black man towards the end. I had to delete it. I don't know if I deleted it all the way, but because once it's out there, it's out there. All it takes is for somebody to click share from that. And I tried to delete it, but he said the C word. And I'm not playing that game. Don't say that on my freaking. How would you like if a white person just slipped up and said, "Yeah, nigga, Kimberly"? How would that make y'all feel? Y'all would riot. No, y'all would be happy. Y'all be like, "Yeah, she is a nigga. I'm a nigga, but she's the nigga." Shit like that. How would you feel? I told you where that word stems from. A bad white man. And some of y'all put the pipe up to your mouth, the crack pipe, not knowing where that word stems from. You add an ER, that's the bad white man that started that word for your black people. So when you think about that word, think about the glass or metal pipe of crack going into your mouths. Because if it wasn't for that white man, it wouldn't even got. And then either someone doing crack, you're doing crack, or your children's doing crack, or your family has done crack. So to spread that word and hatred around, I'm not going to do. I don't have no one I can teach that to, but I'm not going to do. Don't put that poison on my show after majority of my audiences is white. Your hatred. I don't feel that way. But I will call out a bad white man without slandering his name like he wants to. The bad white people and black and Hispanic, but let's just classify the white people first. They'll sit up there and they'll treat me bad because they're not walking around with a Democrat sign on their head. They're not walking around with an independent sign on their head. So all I know is that it's just a white person. But it all boils down to politics. Price is what the consumer is willing to pay for the product. While it's a general, easy concept to understand, it can be tricky for many businesses to apply. Prices that are too high to push users to search elsewhere. That's true. My prices were never high. You know how many people passed me because I started asking for money? I'm glad. Bye. Prices are too low, cut into your profit margins. That's true. They're just right. I used to interview up to 5 to 6 people a week. Mm-mm. Understanding your target audience in the relationship between a person, that's a whole paycheck right there. That's enough for me, plus what I got. And that can't even happen. Understanding your target audience in a relationship between perceived benefits, prices, and value can help simplify the process. If perceived benefits, oh, this is, I mean, if perceived benefits increase, let me make sure I'm still online. You never know. Wait, okay. If to perceive something is to expect something. Increase or prices decrease. This is difficult for me to process. Hold on. Perceive. To perceive something is to expect benefits increase. So as you perceive in these benefits, they increase, or the actual price decrease. The perceived value should generally go up. That's true. The more money is coming in, the value should go up. That's what they do. That's simple economics and business. But if perceived benefits decrease, or the prices increase, the perceived value goes down. That is so cool. Oh, I won't remember that whole thing, but I get what they're saying. I swear I do. That is real. That is that what I just read to you, you should jot down. I'll give it a second while I'm drinking burp. If consumers don't see any perceived benefits in your product, which they all do, or they decide the benefits aren't worth the price, which some of them do. My product is worth way more than just up to 100, from 60 to up to 120. I'm doing things that people are trying to put together now. Some people just got two platforms, one platform, and they promote it through great dialogue and verbiage. I still don't see the videos that were free and I got interviewed by, but maybe they're in the way in the back of the Google platform. What is it? What is SEO? I want to be GEO so bad. Y'all know what GEO is? It costs. It costs. But oh, I forgot about BBB. How can I forget about you guys? Your team is so amazing, white and black. No, I don't know if it's black people there, but the black people you rock to, and the Hispanic people. But I have only been in contact with white people, white women and white men, and probably Hispanic women. I'm okay with that. They have carried my website. They have promoted me, and I gotta write them. Oh, and I was supposed to have a who's who interview, and I messed that up, but it's okay. I'm writing down all my shit. Call them back and call H&R Block. They left a message. BBB, call them because they mean a lot to me. I'm so sorry. Y'all are in the back of my mind. Y'all right on my computer. Y'all would laugh. Some of y'all already know. Y'all are right on the back of my computer. That's how I promote y'all, just like y'all promote me. I ain't have to put that shit on my computer. I could have put it on my car or on a collage somewhere where no one could see. Everywhere I go, I take my computer and I make sure I keep it secure because people are dying to steal that shit. I got to be very careful going into those airport bathrooms because it don't take nothing. As soon as I walk out, someone's coming in. And I've had instances where I've left shit and they'll play like they don't know it. Opportunities cost. Since a large part of the pricing model relies on what consumers perceive as valuable, your business needs to understand what the consumer, and the only reason I brought y'all up and remembered y'all is through the GEO. We be having some good business dialogue conversations. And thank you for that. Keep it up. Y'all are 100% cool with me. There's no 70, 80, or 60 or 50 or 40 or 30 or 20 or 10 or 0. That's that shit is 100. Accurate, stable, cool. Thank you. Whether good or bad, thank you because you could have left me alone. It's heightened and it's very difficult to have to hear me say white lady, white man, Hispanic woman, black man, black woman. I'm sorry for that. That's not racist. That's identification based on gender, race, ethnicity. That's what I learned. It's not a racist thing. What's racist is when you start belligerently saying you want to hurt someone that is a race because you just don't like that race. Or you follow people because you just hate that race. I don't do none of that. Here's an example. I have 350. Oh, I spent, look, my first stock, professors, was Facebook. Not Facebook, sorry. Meta. I won't go into why they changed, why I believe they changed. But they, whatever. So Meta, what was I talking about? My first stock was Meta, and it was at 100. It's now at almost 1,000, and it's highly volatile. But I invested when it was always out, but I guess it did its IPO then around that time, I have to say, or it was just down that low. And it was like 150, 175. I was on Fidelity, and we chilling. And it was like they telling me how to do it. That was my first stock, and it was off to the races. But I stopped for a while because I noticed it dropped. I'm not used to seeing that. That's a Facebook high risk drop. It went from like 170 to like 90. And I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing? This is not a good investment, because I don't know nothing about, I don't have Grok, I don't have Chat GPT to tell me about high risk, low risk, stable, what's stable. All in all, Facebook is stable, but you have to know it's going to dip and come up and dip severely, stay that way, and come up based on politics and economics and the value of Facebook at that time. And it goes through dips of its pricing too, and I didn't know all this education. So I said, let me out, let me out. Give me my money back. I'm yelling at them, how do I get my money back, yo? I don't know what's going on. A little small fry like me trying to sit up there and cuss people out because I don't know. And they're laughing in the background like, this bitch don't know shit about stocks. And I'm trying to learn, and it's cool because I got my money back, which I should have stayed in there because I would have ended up with $1,000 investment, right? Right? If I stayed in there. You see? A year, not even a year later, I look at it and it's at $700. That's what a high risk stock does. And during this time, Facebook was going through a lot. So Facebook was my first. This was years ago. That might generate leads. Oh, let's not talk about Facebook and their biometric systeming for leads and promotional. It's a competitive value. The more money you get, the more you get out there. Yes, but I don't have that Facebook money. Facebook is Facebook broke, but Kimberly is Kimberly broke. And not Facebook broke, but Kimberly broke. That's a little less, a lot. How many problems you got? Facebook a lot. That's a lot broker than Facebook. So I don't have that type of money like big businesses or people do to invest in their biometric system to generate leads, because that's thousands of dollars in investment in working the system and tweaking it to where you want it to be. I've even tried LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually higher. I looked at the lead, the clicks per. LinkedIn is actually higher. And I tried LinkedIn before briefly. I tip and dab. I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn, like, god damn. God damn. We had some problems at first, and it wasn't their fault. It was my fault and my behavior. And they allow it, and I'm okay with that because they're a business. There are a difference between Facebook, social media, and LinkedIn. The stuff I said on LinkedIn, I should be banned. But the stuff I have said, they got a little suspicious years ago. And I said, I can't talk like that no more. And I stick by the rules. Every social media account have different rules. That's why you'll see me on two platforms, and I see what I can say, and I know what I can say practically, and I'm comfortable with that. Except for TikTok, you never know what TikTok gonna do. Like now, they're giving me this damn puzzle of a dog. But yeah, I could be just sitting and they say you dancing sexually. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, TikTok? I'm sitting or I'm just standing here, and they like, you're sexually explicit. What the hell? They are very sensitive. So, yeah, different platforms do different things. And yeah, I learned that as I was growing with these great, not even great, I'm sorry, y'all. That's an understatement. The language that I can use for you guys, you see, you presidents, not CEOs, you presidents at your social media companies is above excellent or superior, above that. I know y'all broke, but not broke like me, broke. So thank y'all for allowing me to use these platforms. And y'all know based on how Facebook can look at your heart rate, your everything almost using the moderator system. They leaked that. They leaked what Facebook could do. They do it. They can't claim or to confirm. They confirmed it. But yeah, a nigga like me is telling the truth. So I try to keep it real as I can. Use it on Google Tech. Let's not talk about Google Tech ads. If I spend if I spend the money on Google ads, then I forfeit the opportunity Facebook ads might bring in. That's true. You got to pick it. Google ads for overall before they ban me is or suspended me indefinitely. Let's not say ban. They couldn't ban me because I wasn't doing nothing wrong. They suspended me indefinitely. Once I started paying for it, they closed down the page. For free, I developed a page, a business Google Ads page. And then when I started paying, I got 200 impressions from Mexico. I interview an Asian guy, and then my page goes dead. But it's cool. The loss of the potential Facebook leads is the opportunity costs. In this situation, I have to make the decision on what I find more valuable. Will Google or Facebook get me more leads? You have to figure that out by researching. It's all about researching. Which which is more cost effective? You have to see how many ads is worth how many clicks and all that crap. Which is easier to manage? Between Facebook and Google, Google is harder because when you call Google, you have to have a specific website. And I didn't have a full website by BBB. I didn't even have a website then. I wasn't even thinking about the Boise BBB. I found you by fate, but I had a Google website nevertheless, and they were acting like it didn't exist, which it probably didn't. All these red flags. And so by the time I finally get a better business, they've been suspending me indefinitely. In this situation, I have to make the decision what I find more valuable. Will Google or Facebook give me more leads? Which is more cost effective? Between Facebook and Google, it would be Facebook because I've used both. Which is easier to manage? I don't know. Where is about because I didn't get far with Facebook either because I didn't have the right money. They don't play that, man. You got to have money coming into the real money, not no fake money. I have fake money right now. Real money. Where is my target audience most likely? Not fake. That's real money I got, but it's low money. It helps me. Let me not make Trump look bad. It definitely helps me, sir. Thank you. And I hope you can help me more. Enlighten me. Help me. and ask God for that, and I'll ask God for that too. Your customers will ask themselves similar questions before making a purchase. Will this product make my life easier? True. You'll get more publicity, whether you believe it or not. People are watching me. Am I getting my money's worth? You will. You will. You support me, you support your friends, your family with a lifetime and generational growth through your family being able to see your videos 6 generations from now. That footage never goes old. When I'm dead and gone, or if by the time I get 80, if they develop some cloning shit, I'm down. I'm down. But this is the golden. He's not playing. He's not playing. So yeah, you get your money's worth. That's what I look at when I look at y'all interview, whether you like me or not. If you can anticipate those opportunity costs, which I have a lot of a cost, but I maintain my supply is stable, but it's on pause because I invest my interest in everything. Every day I'm on here, unless I'm locked up or institutionalized. But every day I'm on here. I never miss a beat. I love being on here. It's a feeling you get. It's that feeling you get. It's the feeling you get. That's a feeling that some of y'all haven't got to experience. I suggest you do what I do and you get a feeling. It's not a high feeling. It's a technological feeling. You can use them and y'all get that same feeling on Zoom. Y'all may not feel it, but the next time you get on there, evaluate your, because a nigga like me has to evaluate my feelings at all times. Because I can go from 0 to 100 talking about things. And then I figure what was the last thing I touched, ate, slept in, drunk. You can use them to your advantage to choose a price point that is appropriate to you in your market. That's what I did. Factors that affect, let's see. There are so many factors that can impact the price of your product. True. Some of these most common include competitive offerings and prices. Trudy Bierman, she had $300. I don't understand what the fuck I got out of that but being bashed. And yet she actually gets people to pay because she has something called PSI TV. And I'm like, I went for it. It was a catchy title, only to be bashed by her followers, calling me all types of names for the wig I was wearing and just downing me. That's not supporting. Your follower base clowns people and don't support them. I never want to be a part of that. The $10,000 Asian, $10,000 pop Asian guy who was charging $10,000, he got strong threshold and support. Real big players were coming to his show, and he had his own area where he would perform his show or office. So that is good for him. Those are the two examples I can get. Sorry. Market share. What is a market share? Ooh, let's skip that one. Let me write that down. Look up market share. I can't let that ride. Well, I can only assume market share means what's in my market share. I would say podcasting, what's the value of the market and what's really reasonable based on the statistics of the market share. Product branding and quality. I brand my stuff as much, and I get better branding and quality. I never did reels. Materials and input costs. How much? I'm not going to give y'all a ballpark of how much I spend investing in myself, but it's good and it's stable and it's not above my means, or it's not breaking putting a dent in my pocket. I know that. Customers perceive product value and fair price. Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, everyone that I did not mention that support me and my show. I love you guys truly. The ones that truly love me and are supporters and followers here in Boise and beyond, in America and beyond, in the world and beyond, interstellar. Thank you. And I love you. Even the ones I don't know. Customers perceive product value. And I just got some type of a couple of hours ago message from a follower. I can't even pronounce their name. It's Vietnamese. Thank you, Vietnamese player. I call you a Vietnamese cat. That's in the Ebonics of black people, pimp or something. Not a pimp, like a serious pimp. Well, yeah, no, I won't call you a cat. I call you a cool person. Thank you for following my page on Facebook. Depending on the factors that are most important to you and your target. Oh, I can't forget. I have to give away my skadisi, my secrets of how I got 40,000 people. What is their name? You know, I'm thinking about going through them one more time, but they were kind of skittish giving me my followers. And they claim it's organic followers, and I'm cool with that. But I don't want to get in trouble or get flagged for putting too many followers on my page. And that's probably why the ticker says 0, because the more, it's not fake followers on this one page. You have to look it up yourself, but they can give you organic followers. And there are a couple of companies say they can do that, and they can't. They can't put out. I tried that too. And it's this one company, I have them programmed that I don't remember their name. They gave me some followers, and I appreciate you. And when their name popped up a couple of hours ago, it looked like the names that populated and stuff. But American names populated too, but some Vietnamese names. So thank you for your support, Vietnamese people. I'm not joning on you, as joning to mean clowning or joking about you. I truly care. I just go through stuff with some of your people, and I believe in y'all. Some of y'all are really here in America for the right reasons. And that I kept getting away from Xi Jinping. That I can understand. Half of y'all are getting away from that Asian culture of control and power. There are some people in China that don't get a chance to. I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to make a 2-part show. I'm going to read all of this and see where I stand. But I want to speak this. Remember this. There are some people in China that lives in the China ghettos that only get controlled media about their domination over America. They never knows what's really going on. They never get out of the hood. Their families grow in generational wealth, and under wealth in the hood, and they never get out. Sounds familiar, right? But it's not the same in America. There's a battle between fake news and real news. But Xi Jinping doesn't have an opponent other than Trump. There's no one going. Whoever goes up against Xi Jinping and Putin, zip, they're done. They're either jail institutionalized or death. Eating that jail food. Wonder what's in that. Depending on the factors that are most important to the target market, you can price your product appropriately using one of the following approaches. Demand-oriented pricing. Set the price based on the demand of the product. I did that. If the demand is high, the consumer might demand is maybe high. People are just getting with that wave in podcasting. And it took years, but people are still flowing in that podcast. So it's a whole bunch of podcasters claiming to do all this shit. And when you sort through the bunch that can claim, some people can get you on television, physical cable. And when you make it to physical cable, it's cool. I tried that and they played me and blacklisted me from that because they claim my shows aren't good enough. When I showed them organic content of my shows, these underwriting outlets, I even went to be the places Trump has been trying to sue because of blacklisting Republicans. It's BBS, BBC, I can't remember the name. I don't care. It's irrelevant. They're a nobody. I don't care how big they are. I would never go back. I tried. I tried one more time, and I see that they're going to keep playing games. They're a highly Democrat wave company, and I tried to go through them, and they played years ago, and then they just didn't call me. They got the hint. I got the hint. And it's sick. Trump ended up suing him when he became president over their corruptive, uh, ethical ways. And I'm cool with that. He's fighting the battles that I couldn't fight. I'm cool with seeing that shit. I don't care what nobody say. They fucking corrupted these major television networks because they know it's controlled. They control us. Fox News to a degree, they all control us. However, it's our power to figure out and sort through what's true versus what's fake by researching. And over the years, I've done thorough research over those Republicans, our Republicans, my Republicans, the Republicans. And I found that they were telling the truth every time. So I stuck with them. I voted for Trump twice, and he won. He didn't win the first time, which he won. But the second time, I won't confirm or deny whether he won because I don't know if it's in the social media AI platform that's streaming right now to cut that off when I say that because that could be disinformation to some platforms. So I can't confirm or deny if he won. But I will say, in my heart, he won. I voted for him. He won in my books. And I voted for him when I had nothing but Democratic family members. Like that's not normal. I knew I took a gamble, and I'm glad I took that gamble and ride with Trump through thick and thin. Right, Trump and cabinet and family of Trump. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. If demand is high, consumers might be willing to pay more for the product. This could be a perfect example of Trump. His demand is very high. He has over 350 billion people watching him. Man, whoa, wait a minute. That's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. It's 7 billion people here, so he must have said 350 million and not billion. If he said billion, he talking about outer space, dog. Because I calculated 2 billion or 3 billion is in China, and there's almost 8 billion overall. So how can you get 350 billion, dog? Or president? I want answers. The White House can't rap. I love you guys. Cost oriented pricing. Consider how much costs make to make your product and mark up accordion. He's a brand himself. He's not a gimmick. He's a brand. Profit-oriented pricing. Determine your business profit. I invested in a Trump hat and something else, and I threw it away because of something. I won't mention what it is because it can hurt me. So I'll say I was manipulated by the Democrats somehow. I got something in my system, and I went against them shortly after, briefly, and I felt so hurt. I woke up when I heard he didn't win the what is that award? I'm so sorry, sir. They wanted it to look real good. The Nobel Peace Prize. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't even know if I deleted that garbage. Whatever was in my system. And this is what they do. That was Seattle. And I drug test myself only to find there was amphetamines in my system. And all I did kept going to was Taco Bell. And now this shit pops off with that Solomon shit from Mexico, that virus that makes you have diarrhea. Determine your business profit goals and test the profit out prices. I will gladly get another Trump hat, sir. I promise you, and support you. Give me some time. Let me write that down. Because you know how they say in the Bible, or whoever made that saying up, you have to pay 10% of your tithes. Well, he's giving me mad money, enough money. Let's not say mad. Let's not go too far, Trump, right? Mad money will be your money. I'm thinking your money, like where the Democrats don't know, in outer space somewhere. That's mad money. But he's giving me enough money, stability, where I can make comfortable, great moves and learn from my mistakes. And I'm cool with that. So start supporting his stuff. 10% again. I'd rather pay him back for paying me a percentage, and I pay him a percentage because I know he works for God. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that versus paying for a pedophile at a church, fucking the whole communion, perverted, diverse fucking children. No, I'm not cool with that. I'm not supporting your church. However, there are good churches, but I'm not going there. I don't know your church first coming in, so I'm not going to sit up there and do that shit. We're not going to play those games because we all know what goes down in certain churches. Catholic churches. Profit-oriented pricing. Determine your business profit goals and test the prices. He tests the prices all the time. Competition-oriented pricing. When I can, sir, I don't want to say I'm going to do it all the time, but when I can and I can afford it now, thank you. If it wasn't for you and CTU, I would not have the money. The federal government gave me that, and CTU executed it, and thank you. The only reason I'm about to stop after I read these is because I didn't know I was going to read this much, which is cool with me. I'm cool. It could have been longer, right, Professor? Knowing y'all, how y'all read, because y'all reading and my reading is two different things. We both know. However, this is hefty enough, and it prolonged the situation. That's what I paused for a second because I know I like to elaborate. Competition oriented pricing. Price your product similar to your competitors to compete with their market share. Cool. I do that. Pricing questions to ask yourself. What is what is my product's perceived value in the eyes of the consumer? I want to take my time with y'all. So I'm gonna get at the airport and just go. I have no reason to lollygag and get high and or whatever I was doing. I don't want to sit up there and gloat or feel happy about that because I don't. I don't. I'm going straight through the gate, pay for my ticket, go straight through the gate, get on the other side, and perform. First, I'm going to do the show in a 2 hour segment. While when 11:30 hit and they start boarding, I'm just going to, I don't know if I'm going to buy some headphones, but I'm going to buy some type of earplugs. But my ears are so weirdly shaped that when I put on these earplugs, they just fall out. I'm like, what the fuck? A fucked up investment. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what's there. And I'm just gonna I never drug traffic. Let me say that. Kinda did, but didn't sit up there and put drugs through the gate, through the major gate. I did it in the bathroom and I almost got caught one day. And that's why I didn't want to do it again. A lot of factors played a role in me stopping marijuana. I don't want to put the officers, the good officers, through having to search me and find some minor shit, because it was just minor shit, and have to arrest me on some petty shit. I would take enough in so I can consume it and be on the other side high. That's what I did, which is against the law. And I'm sorry for that. It's trash. It's over. You don't know how it ate me up. I don't feel I'm smarter than any of y'all because I know, like Grok said, let me quote what Grok said for all those people doing the same thing. Once you hit airport territory, they search everyone. Thank you for allowing me to see finally what my wrongs were. I almost got caught. Remember that. It's not going to be so pretty with y'all, so I'm warning y'all. The next time I would have been there, I could have got caught. It was getting just like a criminal because I was partly criminal. The doors were getting squeezed in. They were closing in on me, and I felt it. And every criminal feels that way. Because whether I was had good intentions or not, I was a criminal. Point blank, period. Minor criminal, but a criminal. I'm free now. I don't have no weed on me. And I insured myself so that I won't do that again. I respect Governor Little. Why would Governor Little support me, even though he sent me letters? But I know if I was governor legally, I would be mad at me. It's over, Governor Little. I'm not doing that. I had to say that. I want y'all to know my struggle with drugs. What is my product's perceived value in the eyes of consumers? So when you feel it closing down, I suggest you stop it. Don't ignore that final destination shit. Those little subtle clues just closing in. What is the lowest cost I can charge while still selling enough to be profitable? That's what a drug addict do. They go by any means necessary. It wasn't about trying to, that's probably why they never messed with me, because it was minor. But it was illegal, but it was minor compared to people putting it in their ass and shit and trying to carry it over across. You don't ever want to mess with TSA. They always getting me just to show me. They like, let me search you. Something populated. I'm like, what the fuck, yo. I don't want to be touched on. It doesn't turn me on, especially when a woman do it. And there's always a woman, obviously, for obvious purposes. And they just in my genital area, I'm like, this don't feel normal. They showed me one day what was highlighting. I'm like, is that real? Or is y'all trying to say that's where drugs could be had? Because I'm like, why is that area lighting up? I'm not lighting up. Why is that area lighting up? Is my target market price sensitive? I think it's random, but I don't want to think about what they have. I don't want to. I want them to think about that because they are the people that work there of all races and genders. Is my target market price sensitive? Is my target market price sensitive? Oh God, let me not hear that word. Oh my God, that's all he say. Ah, is my target market price sensitive? Market price? No. Will it affect changes in the price? Do in the what? No, I'm disoriented. Will it affect the changes in price that does in the marketplace? Will affect wait, what effect? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What effect will change in price that does in the market? Should I know what that means. Should I increase the or lower the price? Are my prices competitive? Don't forget to also consider making adjustments to your price. Seasonal discounts, trade-in deals, and other. This was a great read. Other, it really interests me. Some stuff I knew, some stuff I didn't. The seven P's, and the four P's. I don't know it seriously by heart, but I got a clear view and I explained my view and vision on it. Make sure you have a plan in place to monitor your price to handle the ebbs and flows demand. See, I have a big day tomorrow and I'm on three. Let's cut it off here. And I'm gonna read it after I take my shower off camera because there's seven of these. And I need to figure out how I gotta pack. I got clothes in the dryer from the Goodwill that I need to pack. I gotta pack, put the lock on the thing. So if they take the bag, they just got the bag with the lock, which they can clip off, but at least I made it hard for them. And to make sure my house is in order and that I'm mentally have a plan. I wrote some of it down, but I gotta write down a future plan for tomorrow. And I told y'all some of it to find some damn earbuds. But this will go on to like 9 o'clock, and I can't have that. Um, because by the time I finish talking, it'll be like 8:20. Julia Powerball. Ooh, we need now you sending me shit. Oh my God, I won $5,000 off a Powerball ticket in Mountaintop, PA one day. And not a Powerball ticket. I sound stupid. A fucking scratch off ticket. She kind of convinced me. Hi, Miss Powerball. And so thank you for sending me that. It better be a legit friend request. But I won 5,000 and I worked the shit out of their album. I never did the tickets like my ex-husband or my current husband, which is we're separated for years. But the scratch offs, if you learn without AI, like Nikki say, without I learned the algorithms and I would make in the totality I've made almost $10,000. And that was a short lived time I was there because of their algorithms. I would skip tickets. I would skip specific tickets based on the numbers. I learned that very quickly. And some people know it, like, we already know, woman, what the fuck? But in certain states, they have a different algorithm. I tried that shit in Seattle. I won $300 one day, and that's how they get. That's the bait. And then a week later, I went back and I lost some money. And I was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. I ain't even gonna try to learn their algorithm because I know it's not like Mountaintop, PA. So yeah, I remember not I didn't win, but my mother-in-law, because she's still currently my mother-in-law, she and my husband in them scratch off, not them the scratch offs, the Powerballs, the power plays, and all of that. But she hit it. I got to give it to her. She hit like for 17,000. I got a picture of that. Where did I do with that picture? On my old page. But it was thick. It was like bulks of cash, and it was like 3, 4 bands of maybe 5,000. That's about right, right? Or was it 25,000? I don't remember, but it was a lot of cash and cigarette butts around because I used to smoke cigarettes, and my husband used to smoke cigarettes. So you see a big cigarette butt can or thing with the money on the boy. That was the ghetto life right there, huh? Black people in their Newports. I don't smoke no more. I've been clean for a while, very long, years. And I made that promise to the VA, and I'm sticking to it. I don't even like the way they smell no more, and I'm glad. And I done came a long way. I done came a long way. And the VA has helped me on and off. Yeah, there's some challenges, but I believe in them here and everywhere, both Democrat and not. There's some good people, Republicans at the VA in Seattle and in Boise. I just don't see all of them, and that's okay. I know there's good people here, and I had to close with that. I see them, but there's a small percentage. So the moral of the story is, before I look, I already been on 3 hours. No way. Um, they would have kicked me off after 4, and so I'm just gonna leave it alone. But the moral of the story is, don't go doing illegal stuff. Make sure you know your competitive price in supply and demand, competitive pricing, and learn the 7 P's, the 4 P's, and ask yourself, how do you set yourself apart from the competition by doing things you study the competition does? And I'll leave it at that. I hope I made y'all proud. Whether I talk shit, now I ain't talking shit about y'all, but whether I, kept it real, as black people say, or not, I want to make y'all proud of me for just being me. I don't want to play it off. I can't do what y'all do. And that's why I give y'all full credit for doing and putting on that fucking face and doing and performing and getting paid mad, mad, mad money, professors, to do what y'all do. Thank you for making me encouraged to want to do my projects. I dipped and dabbed a little bit into what we had, and what I'll do is complete it tomorrow. There's no obstacles, no nothing. Thank you. And thank you, civilians, for your support from the background. Thank you to the veterans for your support, because I sure as hell support you. All I see is veteran, especially them old white men be getting me. Oh my God, especially the ones in a wheelchair. I love saying, hey, you about to embrace me? They laugh at that joke all the time. I make them feel real special because they need it. You take care. Good night.